Hi everybody, this is Jay, and I've had a request to do a video on EXO Platform again, and I haven't done one in a long time. Although uh, I maintain one for myself on a server, which is a virtual machine, and I maintain one for a company that I do work with. So, and I only do Windows. I don't do Unix or Linux of any kind, really. And I've done videos in the past, and I want it made perfectly clear. I'm not good with Linux-based machines, so I muddle through when I have to. Otherwise, I use Windows. So to get a hold of the Community Edition, and again, I don't have access to the commercial version. I'm assuming that a commercial version is pretty much the same as the community version with some bells and whistles, but as far as setup goes on a local server or a VPS or a virtual machine, pretty much all the same. So go to community.exoplatform.com, register or sign in, and I don't remember my sign in, so we're going to skip this part, but you will download a zip file, and it will be EXO 4.4, whatever the current version is, and I pretty much shorten that. I do X44 or X43 or just 43, and you'll see here in this file explorer that I've got a 43 and I've got a 44. So how to set this up? You first want to set up your Java environment. So if we come down here and we go to PC and Properties and Advanced System Settings and Environment Variables, make sure your Java home is set to your Java runtime environment. I'm using 1.8.0-111. I have used EXO Platform on 1.7, and I believe the newest versions will handle 1.8 and higher. So make sure that's set there. If you want to use the EXO community chat or EXO chat community, don't know actually what that is, but you'll have to whether it's EXO chat community or EXO community chat, you'll want to have a Mongo database set up. So go to mongo.com or .org and download the latest version for Windows, and run it. So I've created a shortcut to Mongo, and let's look at that. So that is under program files, I believe. Yeah. So when you run that executable, that install file, it creates this Mongo database server. So you want to drill down into the bin and look for Mongo, and that create a shortcut to your desktop and set it to run as administrator all the time. Alright, so once you've downloaded the zip file with EXO Community, you'll extract it and you'll have a file structure, and I always, like I said, rename it to X44 or whatever the version number is, and you will have this file. With Windows, it's going to be a batch file or a bat file. With Unix-based machines, it's going to be the .sh, so you would do start-exo.sh, I believe is the right command, and that starts up the server. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and run this batch file here. Actually, what I want to do, and this is actually the steps, so don't get freaked out here. It's pretty easy. I want to start up Mongo Database first as an administrator. Okay, now it's looking for the storage, and while that's running, there's a step I missed to say here. Go back to the computer, C drive, and you want this in the root. You want data, DB, and then when you set up the command to install EXO Community Chat, it will populate into this folder here. So let's pop out of that. So Mongo Database is running. We'll go back to that x44 file. And your web apps, the stuff that you install through the add-on bat file are stored in this web apps folder. And gate in conf is where you want to set up your EXO properties file. And I'll go ahead and open this up, and this is very useful. Whoop. Okay, let's see, Notepad. So this is the configuration file. Every time that you start up EXO Platform, you get this. And you want to uncomment all of these variables here, not all of them, but what you want. And like you have emails. And EXO Platform is great at sending emails to groups and individuals in the system anytime that something that they are watching gets changed or added in a space. And it will also send a daily digest, which is pretty cool. So there's a whole bunch of things to set up in here that determine the rate of refresh, different settings for different add-ons that you'll want to add into here. So go through this, and to uncomment, you want to just remove the hash signs from the front of these, and then change to the correct lines. So like in email, if you have your own email host, you would put that in there, the ports for SMTP and the like. So once that's done, then you rename it from EXO-samples properties to just EXO.properties. And I haven't done this because this is pretty much a new install. I do have some Wemo and gadgets in here, but for the most part. Okay, so now we want to go down to Start EXO, and I'm going to go ahead and run this as administrator because they don't tell you need to do that, and probably you don't, but I always like running these things as admin, and it will solve a lot of problems for you. And this runs on port 8080, and I really don't know how to change it to a standard web port of 80, but what I do is I do port forwarding, and actually change the 8080 to 80 when I want to on the outside world. The external port number would be 80, hitting at 80, and then translating to 8080 on the inside. And it does take a bit of time for it to start up. And it will, I'm not sure if I have the EXO chat in here, but once that is done, it will start to populate these databases and connect to the Mongo database. There you go. It's building the index files now. And I'll go ahead, well, I can't pause this, sorry. I forgot I'm recording with QuickTime and you can't pause. Usually I record with an actual screen capture that allows me to pause it. And when we get to the point where it says server startup in X number of time, your server is fully booted and ready to roll. And my iMac here is starting to really heat up from running running Zen Center in a browser. I use another program to do that, to run programs, native applications into a web browser for use on the internet. And that's what you're looking at here. You're actually looking at in Safari The window is the actual server that I'm using to connect to another server. So we're just going to let this run through and have dead space here, but dead air time. And I really haven't done a EXO platform in a while, so I'm actually kind of happy to be doing one. When I started running EXO, I think it was 4.0 version, and I went ahead and installed 4.3 for the company I work for, and then they released 4.4. So, and I don't know how to do the upgrade from one version to the other confidently to be able to do that. I'm gonna try and spend some time and Google as much as I can on how to do an upgrade, because I'd like to do a rolling upgrade on this. Get moving with it. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to run, there's also an add-on BAT and an add-on SH file here, and you don't want to actually run that from here like you can the Start EXO. You want to go to a command line. So I'm going to open up a command prompt window, and we'll want to change the root directory. So cd dot dot cd dot dot. Okay, cd x44. Okay, so now I'm in the x44 file or folder that you see behind you. I'm going to do add-on list. I think that's the right command. Yep, there you go. So no, that actually isn't. Okay, so it's add-on space dash dash list. And you'll see some other things in there. That didn't work either. I wonder why. I thought that was the proper command. Invalid command line. Unknown option list. Okay. But if you read through here, you can see what you can put behind there. Maybe it's just dash list. Bear with me. It's been a while since I've done this part. No. Huh. Add-on list. Okay, is it just list? I thought I tried that. Okay, there it is. It's downloading the catalog. Now, if you wanted to install EXO Trash Cleaner, then you would, and you basically want to do this with EXO Platform shut down, because then you'll have to reboot it to get the jar file into place and everything like that. But you would do install EXO dash trash dash cleaner. I think that's it. Add-on install think it is. Nah, let's do this. EXO trash cleaner dash dash space dash dash install. Oh, that wasn't it either. But I thought it was. Let's see what the error message is on that. Invalid command line parameter. Expected a command. Got it. Okay. Add-on. Install. EXO dash, what was it? Trash cleaner. Okay, that's it. That was the right one. And now it's installed. I'd have to reboot EXO Platform for this to get moved into place and be running. And then you'll want to actually listen to some of the, go online and find out where this add-on is located online. And under GitHub, there's a whole EXO add-ons listing. And when you click on it, each one, it will tell you what you need to do in that configuration file that I showed you earlier. So I have installed this. After I reboot, it'll be functional, but then I have to go in and add triggers in that configuration file for a cron job to run in the background and do the trash cleanup. So anyway, that's a little bit of add-on .bat or sh, and we should be running at this point. So if I open up Google Chrome and do localhost 8080, I have EXO Platform version 4.40 release candidate, and we'll log in here. Now they do ask you to register the software before you get to this step on a clean install. If you don't, every time you go there, it's going to ask you to register, so you better get it out of the way, because somebody else might, and it would be a problem. And this virtual machine is really under utilized with RAM, so it's probably going to take a long time. Yeah, see, this chat properties isn't set up in the config file, so I'm getting errors on that. Yeah, server status was very slow. Basic call after asserts, you know, it's just dogging down, but it should be loading. I think I only have, I don't know how much memory I have allocated to this box. Probably not a lot. Wow. More than I thought. Okay. Get back to the console here. Yeah, it's still taking a little bit of time, but oh, there we go. Oh. Yep, there we go. I haven't been in here for 2 months. But it is running, and there it is. And so, pretty simple steps to get it up and running. Just make sure you got Mongo Database installed if you want to use the chat client up here. And because I don't have the config file set up, well, yeah, it's still kind of working. You'll have the drop down for EXO Platform, or for the chat there. Um, okay, so here's the steps. Make sure you have your Java runtime environment, Mongo Database, set up right. Go into the, and like I said, I always just rename it X44 or something like that in the root directory so that it's easy to get to. Create a shortcut, run that shortcut of BAT or SH file. It'll compile the code, load the jars of the add-ons that you've installed through the add-on BAT or SH file structure there, and then run start EXO, and you're up and running. A lot of the add-ons that I added was I had a OpenFire XMPP server all set up with forward-facing DNS and IP and all of that, so that we could do video chat through Jitsi Meet, and I think that was really about the only weird add-on that I had in. I did use Guacamole HTML5 to give remote users access to physical servers within the network environment here at my business before I closed my business and went to work for someone else. And so that's it in a nutshell. I hope it helps. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. And with the summer coming up in the U.S.,